In a 1917 interview for the Brooklyn Daily Eagle, catch wrestling champion Ben Roller stated, quote, "There are no new holds in wrestling. The head hold that Lewis has been using is not new. Joe Stecher did not invent the scissors, nor was the toe hold new with Gotch. A man is simply physically able to use a particular hold better than all others. The fans think he has a new hold because he uses it all the time. Every hold in wrestling has been known for hundreds of years. The next generation will see the same holds bob up again under new names." Born July 1st, 1876, Benjamin Roller, better known as Dr. Roller, was an American physician, surgeon, professional football player and catch wrestler. According to an article in the Tampa Tribune, quote, "He was born on a farm near Newman, Douglas County, Illinois. His father was born in Heidelberg, Germany, and his mother was of Scotch-Irish descent. And, though a trifle more than 6 feet in height, Dr. Roller was the smallest of 6 brothers. He spent the first 15 years of his life on farms, building up his physique by hard work, but he always had a natural liking for all kinds of sports, particularly wrestling. According to an article in the Atchison Daily Globe, quote, "When he was 15 years old, he had attained his full height, weighed 203 pounds, and was the champion wrestler of his county. At 17, he became known through unmercifully beating a prize fighter who had a challenge out for years to anyone in Douglas County. It's important to mention Dr. Roller not only grappled, but had several fights, and was a proponent of catch wrestling as a superior martial art in rough and tumble scenarios. He famously challenged heavyweight boxing world champion Jess Willard, the man who dethroned Jack Johnson, to a bare-knuckle no-holds-barred fight, but the contest never took place. In 1893, Roller entered the preparatory year at DePauw University, and 5 years later graduated with high honours. To defray his expenses while at college, he pulled nails at 15 cents an hour, washed dishes, and performed other similar duties. According to the Atchison Daily, quote, "While in college, he played almost every position on the football team, and was 1 year captain and coach of both the football and track teams. He was one of the best football players in the Central States. In the fall of 1898, he entered the medical school of the University of Pennsylvania, supporting himself by playing professional football. He played in 1900 for the Duquesne County and Athletic Club, considered one of the best, if not the best, professional football teams in the country from 1898 to 1900. In 1901 and 1902, he played for the Philadelphia Ball Club and also the Franklin City team, winning the championship in Madison Square Garden in 1902. Dr. Roller certainly excelled at football, but his passion for wrestling was ever present. Quote, "In 1906 he was discovered by Joe Carroll, who has made him a wonderful wrestler. Carroll is one of the cleverest wrestlers in the world and has so thoroughly drilled the Big Doctor that he has been able to defeat such men as Karkik, Clan, McLennan and the great Farmer Burns, and to stand off for 1 hour, champion Gotch." To illustrate who was Joe Carroll, Dr. Roller's coach, I will read you this 1902 fragment from the Bridgeport Herald. A wrestling match of international importance will take place Tuesday night in Madison Square Garden, in which Tom Jenkins, the champion catch as catch can mat artist of America, will meet the champion of England and Ireland, Joe Carroll. The contest will be to a finish and no hold is barred. Carroll is said to pride himself on his stranglehold, and once he gets it on a man, it is all over. I want to show you some photos from this 1915 article on the Boston Globe, where the doctor shows some of his favourite moves, like how to block kicks and duck punches to close the distance. About this takedown, he said, quote, "It will be a boxer's finish if you drive him headfirst to the floor." Here he shows a classic half Nelson and a hammerlock control, the transitions to a body scissors, and finally one of his signature moves, a stranglehold from the front brought back to the mainstream as the Bulldog choke, and that Roller described as, quote, "one variety of the wrestling stranglehold more effective than the Japanese and which requires no kimono to apply." Dr. Roller, once described by Farmer Burns as, quote, "the best man I've ever met, barring Gotch, managed to reach the pinnacle of his sport, and unlike most world-class athletes, he did it while actively engaged in his primary occupation." According to the Brooklyn Daily Eagle, quote, "A day in the life of Dr. Roller is an exceptionally busy one. Take as an example one he spent the other day. He performed a critical operation in a private hospital. Then he went to the Tombs Court to testify as an alienist in a murder case. After leaving court, he returned to his office to meet his usual patients, and in the evening he was taking part in a wrestling tournament in Manhattan." Dr. Roller's retirement was announced July 5, 1919 in the New York Herald. Quote, "After a long career as a professional wrestler in a heavyweight class, Dr. Benjamin F. Roller last night announced his retirement from the mat. He declared that his growing medical practice made it imperative for him to forsake the mat." If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to check the new Dr. Roller T-Shirt from Gotch Fightwear. The link is in the description, or visit gotchfightwear.com.
This video was produced by Didos and the World Submission Wrestling Federation. Join the World Submission Wrestling Federation. Visit our official website at submissionwrestlingarts.com.